Hey folks, Tom Norfleet with www.citizenshipquickly.com. Wanted to talk to you about whether you should buy property in Dubai or any of the Emirates right now, or you should just hold back or consider it later or what. I'm going to give you my opinion. I was there in Dubai for 4 years, pretty extensive in knowing something about the real estate market there. I'm going to give it to you from a layman's side because I'm making no money off someone buying property from me. If you go talk to a realtor, you're always going to have stuff that's the positive. They're never going to tell you the real negative stuff they need you to hear. I'm going to tell you both sides so you can kind of get the idea of to help you make a decision on whether to buy. Let me just tell you about the real estate market in Dubai. The Dubai market there has been, the prices on properties have really fluctuated over the last 20 years. Long term, they've gone up. But to give you an example of how bad the market is there now, I took an area, Dubai Sports City, which is they've got some cheaper units, and the reason I like looking at that because that's pretty close to the business area of Dubai, but they're inexpensive. So generally, the cheaper units are the ones that do better rate of return wise because more people can afford them when you resell them. Okay. Usually the ones that are real expensive ones, they're the ones that really get the hits because most people can't afford those properties. And they are really getting the hits. The people who bought at the very peak are losing massive amounts of money. So let's take some areas. And first of all, I would tell you, don't buy in Dubai, period. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why here in a minute. I'm going to give you examples. But if you're going to buy, I would put it off. If you're going to decide to do it, like if you're in Dubai right now, I would just rent for a while, first of all, to see if you're going to even be there, okay? But if you're going to be buying, I'll tell you areas that I think that you could buy, assuming that you do what I'm telling you here. Number one is make offers 50% under the price that's being offered. Now, how do you know what's the correct price to begin with? Because they could be overcharging you to begin with. I've seen this happen a lot. First of all, don't deal with a realtor, one realtor, okay? What you do is I'm going to give you two websites you go on. They'll show you the cheapest properties in that particular area that you want. And do your own homework. Don't talk to realtors. They'll tell you anything that'll make them a dime, okay? One of them is propertyfinder.com. That's a good one. Another one is called Dubizzle, Dubizzle. That's a good one, but I like Property Finder better. The website's just better the way it's set up. You can literally put in the area that you want. And so you really don't have a multiple listing type service there in Dubai. So a lot of these guys realtors are going to take you around to properties they have listed themselves. They're not going to tell you about the other cheaper properties that are out there. How you bypass that is you go to these websites directly and you pull them up. And then you bottom fish. You find the cheapest properties on those websites. And then you offer them 50% off those prices. Okay? Then what you're doing is you're getting really rock bottom prices if you're doing this. And if the market continues to fall, you've got enough built in, okay, to cover the transfer fees. And then you got stamp duty fees. And then you got real estate commissions too, which can amount to about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, to about 13, 14, but around 13%. You're going to have to add that to your resale when you resell your properties. The transfer tax runs about 4%, and then you've got a stamp duty. It runs from 1 to 7%. And then you got your real estate commissions that run 2%. So you're going to have to those fees you're going to have to be paying for them either going in or going out, depending on what you negotiate with the person that's buying your property. Because those fees are stated who's supposed to pay what. But it's all, you can state whoever pays whatever in the negotiation. Don't listen to a realtor when he says, you're supposed to pay this, the other guy's supposed to pay this. You work out whatever deal you want. And if the buyer or the seller signs it, it's a deal, okay? So don't listen to what realtors tell you as far as who's supposed to pay what fees, okay? That's negotiated in the deal. And you got a hands up with this market the way it is right now. All right, but these are the areas that I would be picking if you're looking at right now. I just checked today on Property Finder. I saw units. Every time I look, they get cheaper. You can buy a unit down in Dubai, excuse me, in the Silicon Oasis. Now that is a far away from it's part of Dubai. It's probably the furthest point away from the business districts that you can get and still be in Dubai. But there are units you can buy in. I saw a unit that was just under 800 square feet, 1 bedroom, 2 bath, for 100,000 dirhams. You're looking at a little over 27,000 US dollars. Now, and this is a new unit. This is not a resale. The resales, the new units are cheaper than the resales, and the reason why that is people are going in, or developers are going in. They're buying property that is plummeted in prices, so now they can go in and sell units cheaper than what the older units were. So this is what you're seeing. You're seeing these guys that are builders now. They're the smart ones waited, and now they're going and buying at steel prices, these land prices. And then what they're doing is they're going and they're selling to you at rock bottom prices to beat out the competitors that were resales. This is where you need to be looking for. Don't be buying in Palm Jumeirah. Those prices are dropping like crazy, and I'm going to tell you they got a lot further to drop. Okay, realtors will tell you that those prices won't drop that much because Palm Jumeirah is popular. It's on the ocean front. That's BS. They're going to continue to drop too. They're probably going to drop even more percentage-wise. Stay away from the expensive properties. Go as cheap as you can go. If you got to get a 3 or 4 bedroom apartment, fine. But it's going to be harder to resell those units. The units that sell the easiest are the studios and the 1 bedroom units. Okay. And if you got a big family, you're going to have to deal with that. Then still bottom fish at 50% off the offering price. Don't call any particular realtor. Don't let a friend refer you to a realtor. Go to DoBizzle or Property Finder, and you'll find the cheapest properties out there. Because more than likely, if you go to a realtor, he's not going to show you those properties on DoBizzle. There's thousands on there. He might only have 5 or 6 in the area that you want. You need to go where they've got a comprehensive list on everything that's out there. And then find the cheapest ones and then bottom fish on there. And this is the market. You're going to be buying to do it, but I'm going to tell you, it's going to drop further. So you better buy at cheap prices. Don't go in and buy anywhere close to the offering price. You got to go in and dig deep. And if you have to wait, just back away. Let them call you up, okay? These people are not selling their properties. Let them call you. Make some real, and you need to make maybe 20 offers, 30 or 50 offers at ridiculously low prices. And then if you have to buy, then go in and find the one that gave you the best deal, okay? But make sure you're buying at steel prices. Don't rush in this, okay? Wait. In fact, I would advise you probably to wait at least a year or 2 years if you're going to buy because it's going to continue to fall. I'm telling you, we're not at the bottom right now in 2019. I'm doing this video as of November 2019. So you need to be observant of this. 2 guys that I'll tell you, you'll never hear usually a developer that will talk bad about real estate because he's trying to sell his properties. Well, one honest developer was the guy that owns Dynamac Properties. He gave a quote in Bloomberg close to about a year ago that stated that property prices, he sees that they're not going to bottom out for probably another couple of years. And here's a guy that's selling properties. He's telling the market's bad. Mark Mobius, one of the best international investors in the world, says we're nowhere close to the bottom. And I totally agree. One way you can tell, drive in Dubai and look at all the skyscrapers that are skeletons. They're going to have to fill up a lot of those buildings. And a lot of them, they're not building. They're just sitting there. Okay. Some of them have given out money. Some of them are waiting to sell them, some of the units, before they do any more building. I'm going to tell you, I would wait until there's tons of bankruptcies there. Okay, that's one sign you hit rock bottom. The other one is they need to start filling these units up, these buildings up. If you don't see that, then the bottom is nowhere near. It's going to continue to drop. So I'm just telling you things that you need to be looking for that realtors are not going to tell you. They're never going to tell you this crap. Okay, these are things you use your head on. And this is how you get deals when you buy properties. And stick with areas that are the cheap areas near the business districts. And one of them I gave you was Sport City. And stick with the studios will do better than the one bedrooms. The cheaper you get, the better the price. More people you're going to have that will buy your unit when you resell it. So these are things that you need to be looking for. One area that I will tell you to stay away from that everybody's jumping to is Dubai Marina. The reason they're jumping to Dubai Marina, it's near the metro. It's near the beach. It's the only place in Dubai that you can get close to both of those places, which is nice. That's one thing that really makes it nice. Let me tell you the headache that you're going to run into in Dubai Marina. None of the realtors will tell you about. Okay? I'm getting ready to tell you, and none of them will tell you this. I rented 2 units in Dubai Marina. Both of them had massive black mold problems because it's close to the ocean. And these were in the diamond units. They were in Diamond 2 and Diamond 1. Okay? And probably you're going to see them in Diamond 3 too. These are 3 units, or 3 buildings that have studios. And they're the only units that offer the studios that are in the Diamond series. And that area is really nice too because it's right near the beach. It's right next to the metro. The problem you have is that black mold problem. And I'm going to tell you something. You might be able to get rid of the black mold, but you can't keep it away. It's going to keep coming back. And what's causing it is the humidity from the ocean. And I literally took a case with RERA dealing with this black mold problem, and it was a nightmare. I would tell you, just stay out of Dubai Marina. It's a beautiful place to live. If it wasn't for the black mold, I'd put it number 1. Folks, the black mold is a negative you don't want to deal with, okay? I had slime, black mold, and it wasn't even evident when I moved in the apartment. It came right through the paint. What these landlords do is they paint over it. It comes right through the paint after you move in. Mine came in 2 weeks after I moved in. That's how quick it comes out. And those ducts, if you're going to move in Dubai Marina, you better make sure that the AC ducts have been cleaned out at least in the last 2 years and get them to show you proof that it's been done. Those units, they should be checked once a year, those AC ducts, and they should also be cleaned out once every 2 years. If they can't show you proof, don't rent and don't buy them there, okay? And if you buy there, you expect black mold is going to come in your unit unless you get mold, certified mold people to come in and clean that thing up every 2 years. And if you don't do it, it's going to come in your unit. And remember, too, some of the materials they use to kill mold can be toxic in itself. So you're getting that stuff brought in your unit. My advice is not to buy there. You know, it's a neat place. Other than the black mold, I would pick that. And don't listen to a realtor that says, we've never had any black mold in this building. You know, we've sold a bunch of units. Don't believe that. I would go talk to about 5 or 6 people who are renting. They're not making any commission off you, okay? Talk to them and make sure they've been in there at least about 2 years to see if there's been black mold. But I'm going to tell you something. I was at 100%. I rented 2 units, and both of them had massive black mold problems. So if I was you, if you're going to be stay out of Dubai Marina because of that problem. If you want to live in black mold, it gets in your clothes, it's into everything when it gets in there. If you can deal with that, you don't mind it, then go in there. But that is a problem there, and the realtors won't tell you. You won't get it as extensive in other areas that are not close to the ocean. Sports City is another place that you can get real cheap units that you don't have those type of problems because it's not close to the ocean. That's a positive, being close to the ocean, but being able to go down and swim and everything. But it's a negative in that you have to deal with mold issues. There are other areas that like I saw a unit that's in Silicon Oasis for 100,000 dirhams. That's 27,000 US. Now the disadvantage is that is far from the business district. That is one issue that you've got, and when I left, there was no metro system down there in Silicon Oasis. It only went down to Rashidia, which is just close to International City. So you would have to have a car if you're down there. That is an issue if you're down in that area. And also Sports City, you have to have a car there too, or you have to take a bus. You could take a bus if you don't have a car. You could take the bus to the metro or take a bus directly to your location that you're trying to go to. I don't see a bottoming out in the real estate market there. I've been in the investment field, either real estate. My profession too is citizenship by investment, so I deal in real estate in certain areas all over the world. So I do study real estate markets. Also, my past is I was a registered investment advisor for years. I don't do that anymore, but I was extensive in that, having my 663 and 26 in the USA, and I had modules in Singapore, the 5, 8, and 9 in Singapore. So I've got extensive background in this, and I'm not making a dime off you, off giving you this advice. I'm trying to teach you to keep from making massive mistakes that people don't know that they're going to run into when they go to Dubai. Other problems too I want to mention to you. Dubai is got strict Sharia law, and remember, getting citizenship there is almost impossible unless you're a female that marries an Emirati male, and even now that's getting more difficult. Okay, and citizens do have more rights than residents there. They get freebies, and there's a lot of things different rights they have. 80% to 90% of the people there are expats. The rest are nationals that are called Emiratis. If you get in a problem there, it's a lot different than a lot of the countries in the Western world. If you get in a debt type situation, you don't settle it, you can go to jail for it. Okay. If you sue someone there, so you have a problem, if you buy property there and then you rent it out later, and you got a guy that's tearing your place up, okay, you got to have to remember this is something a lot of landlords don't realize. Remember, 80 to 90% of the people that are there are going to be there probably for a short period and gone. So you could have a renter to come in and tear your place up, and he leaves the country, and there's nothing you can do. Okay, this is a problem that you run into in Dubai. Dubai has probably one of the lowest crime rates as far as homicide, robbing banks, things like this, of any country in the world. It's real low. But as far as white-collar crime, it's through the roof. Okay, I even had a sponsor that stole money from me. Okay, and taking a court case against an Emirati is almost impossible to win against a national. Don't even try it. It's a pain in the butt. I tried it. Okay, that's another tape in itself. Okay, it's not just. My advice too is if you go there, I would stay away from buying from nationals, because if you get in a court case problem, you're not going to win the case. Okay, and you're going to end up spending tons of money in legal fees. Just stay away from that. Okay, and my advice is don't buy there. Okay, but if you're going to buy there, take this advice that I've given you, because if you buy at a cheap price, it's a lot easier to sell it quicker if you got to get out. If you buy it cheap, you can sell it cheap and get out quicker than someone else that's not buying it cheap and also buying in areas that are more expensive where most people can't afford. So, these are the things that I would look for. So stick with Dubai Media City, Dubai Sports City, or I would, if you don't mind living a little bit further, by buying ultra cheap silicone Oasis, and you can find these units that I just mentioned for $27,000 unless they sell out, because these were the cheapest. You can pull it up on Property Finder. You can just put in the figures, and you can pull it right up. There'll probably be a cheaper one when you pull it up, because these prices are dropping so much there today. We'll make sure I've covered everything here. Anyway, if you got any questions or comments, just put them below. Also, if you want to subscribe to new videos, we'll have new videos coming out on Dubai and other type countries. And we'll try to give you our best advice on this before you make a decision. If you do have a comment, just put it below. Also, if you want new videos, hit the subscribe button to the right of the screen. We'll get it out to you as soon as it comes out. And I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care. Bye.